Yeah, Mikey.
What's up?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess good.
You don't know what's up?
Why do I owe you $500?
All right,
again?
so circa
Day so late.
2007, maybe.
That's
Fort Myers
I didn't know.
Hotel Bar show. You, Chad, Lee. I closed the tab at probably $1,500 at
Oh.
the end of the night. I woke up with a tab. This is it. Closed the bar, closed the tab. Closed the bar and closed the tab. $1,500.
Yeah.
Wake up the next day to check out, and my bill was like $2,500.
Hang on.
And I actually did know kind of what I had an idea.
I'm sure you did.
I know
What happened?
exactly what happened, and I had nothing to do with it.
Bottles of booze were bought at a hotel bar.
We're not talking beer bottles. We're probably talking whole liquor
Jack
bottles.
Daniels,
Yeah.
fucking handles.
That was 100% Lee Brice.
It could
That
have
is
been.
such a Lee Brice move.
Could
You
have
mean you didn't encourage any of that?
No, I don't even remember being there.
It kind of sucks because I wasn't invited to that party, actually. So
Hey.
I'm still bitter.
I don't think I was either.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, can you go to bed and we're going to keep partying? You just keep that tab open.
No, the thing, though, the tab was closed. The front desk clerk said, well, you got to take it up with the manager on Monday, blah, blah, blah. All right, okay. So then I called the manager on Monday and explained to him, like, this is not, I didn't charge any of that. I closed the bar tab. You can see it, at 1:45, 2 o'clock, whatever it was. And I will say you're in luck because he erased the entire tab.
Wow.
Really?
He erased it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good story.
Wow.
And I saw you two at the airport the next day.
I don't
all
know.
looking-
I don't remember. I think I just met you
You're
just
like-
now.
You're halfway to Haggard. at that time.
Halfway to
Man,
hungover.
it's the radio tours and stuff like that. Just
Yeah, it's a radio show.
it's a young man's game.
At a sports bar that was connected to like a Hilton Garden Inn.
Dude, we played before puppet shows before. It's
Yeah.
it's like we've got you coming right on after bingo and
Like the
before
hand
the puppet
puppets,
show.
the hand
Yeah,
puppets, the coolest?
I remember we did a radio tour in Texas one time, and we were playing next to the line for people. It was like a buffet style restaurant, and we were at the end of the buffet line playing. And I had one dude, bless his heart, he was special, and he just kept yelling Bon Jovi at me. Like, what have I done with my life?
How did I get here?
How did-
Waco?
Kids, if you want to be
Probably
in the
somewhere
music
cold.
business, that's what you got to look forward to. I had that happen at CRS one time. When we first got signed to Universal, I stayed at the Renaissance because I lived in Franklin at the time, and I was like, well, I don't want to drive. There was no Uber at the time, and taxis were like, I'm not taking you out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got in a room at the Renaissance, and I went to check out, and there was a bar bill with like $1,600. Now, what had happened was a little joke that my radio promotion people played on me. Yeah, and they had charged my stuff to my room, and also got cleared off too.
Oh, wow. Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, it's not me. What was his Joe? A little short, black-headed guy. God, I cannot remember his last name.
Universal guy?
Yeah.
Promo guy?
Yeah.
Mike?
What label? Was
Universal.
It
Mercury.
Mercury? It might have been Rocco Costco who used to work here. Remember?
Oh, I forgot about
He was at
Rocco.
Mercury.
Wow.
Maybe around that.
I don't know. I can't remember.
He sounds like something that he would do.
Yeah.
But-
Y'all are a bunch of cards. Just cards. Just funny cards.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Welcome to Twangtown.
Twangtown.
I am David Tolliver.
And I'm Colt Mirsky.
Tall. Brewski.
And today we have with us record radio promotion legend Mike Rogers.
You should hit the button.
A true promosexual in the house.
A true promosexual.
Sound effects kills me.
Yeah.
We have so many sound effects now.
Yeah, we have sound effects.
We have
Mike.
like
That's how
5.
fancy we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colt, how many, you started all the way back to when I started at Curb, probably, right?
I was a few years after you. I started in 2005.
All right. That was 2002.
Yeah.
End of 2001, too. Something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, long time. So me and Mike have been pals here at Curb for the last 19 years. Back, was it beginning of March? You've officially retired from the radio business,
God,
the
you're
record promotion business.
So lazy now.
35 years doing radio promotion that's probably like 50 years, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like dog years.
Dog years,
like
yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
deal.
I don't know how you did it.
Was it like a 1-to-3 ratio?
It's something like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it that long.
So if you worked
sustain it that long.
33 years in real life, then you put in about 99 years
somewhere like
in
that.
record
Yeah.
promotion.
He's 208.
I'm actually reversing my.
Yeah,
You
no,
look-
age.
you
you're
look
like Benjamin
younger.
Button now.
Does he not look younger now?
Oh, he's spry.
He's so
Yeah,
happy.
Tiffany, I saw Tiffany outside.
Yeah.
Coming in. She goes, "You look like younger or something." I was like, "No, I don't
No,
have to
I'm
worry
retired.
about spins or ads or
I'm getting sleep. I don't have to stare at charts all
artists
day.
charging crap to my room. I don't have to worry about any of that shit anymore.
I don't have to worry about David overcharging.
Did
my
not.
bar
It's Lee
tabs.
Bryce.
I know it was probably Lee.
It was
and he skipped
100%
town
Lee.
earlier than we did.
Of course he did.
Like he had to go somewhere else that day.
Yeah, he had to go steal some more liquor. I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
There's
Yeah.
other bars to conquer.
Where did God make you? Where were you born?
Germany,
Was ist los, man? Shots.
Frankfurt, Germany.
Sprechen Sie
Army brat.
Deutsch?
I was an army brat.
Really?
Number 8 of 11 kids.
Oh,
Man.
So you can track
Definitely
progress
Catholic.
through all of the Irish Catholic
or
military
Nazi. I don't know.
or Nazi. You know, you can tell my dad's career by where everybody was born.
How long
Wow.
were you in Germany?
Just 3 years.
So you didn't
So I grew up in Fort Meade, outside Fort Meade, Maryland.
Maryland.
So I
Wow.
lived there, went to school there, college there, moved to Los Angeles in '85.
Oh wow.
With $600 and everything I owned in my Jeep.
Let's back that up. How do you get from Germany to L.A.? So you moved to Maryland. You were 3,
Yes.
and you were there for how
Grew up.
long?
I grew up, I was 25 when I left.
So you were there the majority of your
Yeah.
early life.
Early life.
What'd you do?
High school, I went to the University of Maryland,
Proper?
studied radio, television, and film. Mostly television.
Yeah.
Worked for CNN.
You
a
worked
little
for
bit.
Wow.
Chicken Noodle News, it was called back then.
Chicken noodle news. I've never heard that.
It was in the humble beginnings when they first started. Ted Turner started
Yeah.
that network.
Did you have any idea you wanted to do anything in music, or you just wanted to be in
little
film and TV, radio,
TV,
anything?
probably behind the scenes
Yeah.
TV, camera stuff. That's why I moved to LA. But my oldest brother had always done pop radio and pop promotion back in the day with Epic and Portrait Records.
So you knew
Yeah, so
a
I knew,
little
I
bit.
knew about the business.
Gotcha.
And then just moved to LA cold turkey.
Did you just drive to L.A.?
Drove. in
Just
my
drove.
Jeep.
You were working just a
Wow.
Jeep. You
Yep.
drove a Jeep
Drove
to
a
L.A.
Jeep. Yeah, a
Like
Jeep.
Wrangler Jeep or like
A Jeep Scrambler. Colt, you probably remember that.
The one you used to
Scrambler.
have?
Yeah, the truck.
You drove that to LA?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh heck yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah, and everything I had was in the back. I
Was
had,
that-
like one, I had like one of everything. It was like Noah's Ark.
Now was
Like
that
one pot, one pan, one mug,
One fork.
You know, one of everything.
One dream.
Yeah.
did they have roads back then when you were?
They had roads.
Man.
Although I
mean, we got to give him a little shit. We gave Billy enough.
going over the pass in Colorado, I think. I was like, it was like Donner Pass almost. or
Passing
something.
the wagon.
Little chilly?
What the hell? A little chilly. And my truck was just sputting along because of the altitude.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize it, and then I thought I was literally going to break down just in the middle of the snow apocalypse.
Snowpocalypse.
So you pulled
Then the rest, once I got to the top, is downhill. So I just
Yeah.
I was good.
the toilet spin the other way. Yeah.
That was good.
What would you see? You headed out to L.A. just on a whim? You just like I'm going to go out
I
west.
had nothing, like I said, except $600. I had a place to stay for like a month.
Yeah.
A friend of my brother's, who was a VP of programming for NBC for specials. So I did a couple things with him to help him out. Then I got a job with Columbia School of Broadcasting.
Oh.
That's where they teach students to be radio executives and jocks, that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
I was a sales rep right, in Hollywood.
Oh,
I was in Hollywood, baby.
yeah. Did you live in Hollywood?
I lived in the Valley in Calabasas, Hidden Hills, which is now has the distinction. The Kardashians live there.
Yeah, isn't Kanye out there?
Yeah, I had
We call him Yee.
Yee.
my buddy and I rented an efficiency apartment in this little ranch. It's a gated community. Really, really fun. The owners were never home. Had a tennis court, swimming pool, all that stuff. It was like really, I lived right down from Steve Majors, the $6 Million Man. It was like 2 doors down from where I lived.
Yeah.
And Jamie Farr, who...
Lee Majors is actually a Kentucky guy. He was born in Kentucky. I saw him in Lexington a few years ago. He walked out of my favorite steakhouse, and I'm hitting Jenna. I'm like, that's $6 million man. She's like, who?
A man barely alive.
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry.
But that was
awesome.
It was a single man's paradise, honestly.
Did you do some stuff?
Sowed a lot of oats.
Did you make a lot of bad decisions?
Yeah, I still do today.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more calculated. So more to worry about and more to lose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to be more careful.
Yeah, I know how that is.
So that job promoted me to San Diego.
Ah, Whale's
They're like-
vagina.
Yes.
To
It's German for
German San Diego.
San Diego.
They wanted me to manage the school down there. They thought I'd be a good fit. I'm laid back. Like,
Yeah.
You'd be a good fit. Like, you ever been to San Diego? I said, nope. So I packed up the Jeep again, moved to San Diego, spent a year there, was manager of the year at all their schools.
Yeah, you were.
Met my
Wow.
wife there.
Yeah.
Really?
Didn't know it exactly then, but
Yeah.
I met her.
That'd be very awkward.
In a country bar.
In a
Wrangler.
country bar.
Go figure. Right?
What was your pickup line?
I asked her to dance.
Take this.
It's a John Anderson song.
Swinging.
Wow.
No, it was Sure Got Away to My Heart.
Oh, you big
Really an
softy.
obscure one, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really good song.
Yeah.
And then that job promoted me to Chicago, where I managed their largest school. So I did that for a year.
No.
And then I quit. We got married in the process. And before we wanted to have kids, we were intrigued about Nashville. So let's move to Nashville. So we moved here cold turkey in '88.
So you just looked at Nashville
quit.
like that looks like a good place.
I quit my job. She quit her job. Moved to Nashville.
You're like a loose cannon with this shit. Man.
Yeah.
That's twice. I've moved across the country with nothing, basically.
Just crisscrossed across the whole.
Yep.
Crisscrossed
Yeah, that's
across.
pretty wild, man.
So then I worked at the Comfort Inn off of Music Valley Drive as a night clerk up there by Opryland.
Uh-huh.
And then during the day, I worked for Judy Harris Richardson Music, for free. I was an intern. I was a 27-year-old intern.
Wow.
28-year-old intern. It
That's
was like
wild.
totally illegal, but it was cool. I ran tapes all over the town to all the producers and labels, just tape copy boy
Yeah.
for like 8 months. And then I got a call about the mailroom job at CBS, and that it was open.
Yeah.
So I went and applied for it, got that job, and I was in the music business,
Congratulations,
Yeah, baby.
You made it.
in the mailroom.
You really did it.
I mean, then it was the mailroom job and the receptionist job were like coveted.
Yeah.
It was your way in.
Yeah.
Now you have lifers,
Yeah. They're the gatekeepers.
Yeah, they were
Honestly.
They were, you didn't get hired unless they thought you were going to move on up.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I took the place of Rob Dalton, who used to be
Oh, wow.
here
Yeah.
at Curb for a while.
Know that name?
His ship ran aground on Old Hickory Lake or wherever that was.
Staying clear.
Free balling.
Whoa.
Anyway, still a dear friend.
I love retired Mike. He's just no filter.
I
Let's
can't
go.
hear that song anymore, that Tom Petty song, without thinking of that.
This is a new person. I don't know this guy right here. This is the most I think I've ever heard you talk. Honestly, I think you saved up all your words for the radio.
We don't even have whiskey yet.
No.
Oh, you need a whiskey?
I was kind of hoping you'd have some. Sure, that's kind of like just like the way Colt operates in here. Just kind of
I mean, Colt's been drinking all day long, I think. Yeah.
But the mailroom.
That's CBS, right? CBS. Is that it became Sony?
Became Sony.
Okay.
Sony bought them, and but yeah, a lot of people don't remember it. CBS. It was CBS Records.
Wow.
There were probably 6 labels on the row at the time.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal, and ironically, Mike Curb owns that building now.
Which building
and
is?
Leases it to Belmont for like $1 a year, I think. Colt. Colt.
Wow.
And
cheers, my man.
But the Quonset hut, basically, that building.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So I worked in the Quonset hut. Before it was refurbished. It was, they kind of ran its course as a studio.
Yeah.
Then it was like an art department. The mailroom was back in there. And through that door, I met everybody. Mm-hmm. Everybody came through that door to the mailroom.
How long did you do that? How long were you in that?
It was probably slightly over a year.
And did they finally start paying you? Or was that, that was the last job, right?
Yeah, I was getting $16,000, $17,000 a year.
Ooh, wow.
I was like, and I quit, mind you, a job in Chicago that was paying about $56,000.
Holy shit.
And in '88, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I was rolling pretty good. But I said, I want to make a shot at this. So.
That blows my mind, man. It's like, I mean, I understand it. You
lived the same life.
I dropped out of school to come down here and chase a dream, so I get it.
Colt here too. I mean, we all.
Yeah, I didn't have to drop out of school. I did the whole thing. I even did 5 years at Belmont just to let everybody know how much I really wanted to be in the music business.
What is this, Colt?
This is Sinatra Select, courtesy of.
That's a really good burn.
Oh. What's his face?
Mark? Oh, no.
Nelson Eddy.
Nelson
Eddy, the historian of Jack Daniels.
Official.
Gifted us this when he came on the podcast.
Now, are you on the Jack Daniels train there, David? Or
I'm on the not drinking train.
The non-drinking?
But he is a squire.
I am a squire. I do have a little plot of land out there.
Is that legal for you?
It
like
is.
Being a Kentuckian and all?
It hurts a little. The ground burns. No, we went out and did the song camp, took a bunch of riders out, and it was just an amazing time. They're wonderful people.
They are.
I mean, Jack Daniels is owned by a Kentucky-based company, so technically...
Well, that was after the fact. After it was already started, they got bought out by Brown Foreman.
Kentucky made it better.
Whatever.
No, I'm fine. I wouldn't call it. It's Sour Mash whiskey. I wouldn't call it bourbon.
You're such a prude.
It's not bourbon.
Yeah.
So after you retired, Mike, there was this article that came out in Country Air Check, and it listed. You kind of told your story in about a page worth of words.
Yeah.
And
tell me about the lotion.
Well, I was going to say. So we were talking about the mailroom, and you were the only. Let me back up. So I learned a lot about you that the stories you told in that story, I was like, I've never heard any of these stories, and I've known Mike Rogers for 19 years. So we're going to back it up.
Yep.
And you had a key to a room.
The
echo chamber.
Tell us about the echo chamber.
And you can see it to this day if you go in the parking lot behind that building.
No.
There's a smaller kind of a door up there, and there's 2 echo chambers in there. That's where in the 60s, the recording artists would go to, that's where they'd get their reverb. So,
right.
But
like their literal reverb?
Or reverb.
Okay.
And to this day, you can still go in there. I went by that building a week and a half ago. And to this day, they still have the patchwork and all that stuff in there, and it's functional.
Wow, yeah.
To this day. But to get to it, you had to go through the publicity department, up a ladder, basically.
Yeah.
It was a fire escape kind of ladder, straight up into the attic. Then you go out the door and drop down onto some.
That's a lot of work for a reverb room.
Well, I mean, back then they
probably
had a ladder that went right up from the alley. What would be the alley, right?
Yeah.
I think they had a ladder that went up there. But in my day, you had to like go up and over the river, through the woods, and that's where everybody would go smoke their weed.
I was going to say.
I didn't know. I was like, it's like, do not lose this key.
Yeah.
It was the only
just
key.
trust me. It was the only key. Like they didn't have another one in the master key cabinet or nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was like, maybe we should make another one.
I wonder how well is traversing that ladder on the way
back.
down.
Yeah, the way down. It's literally straight up. It was like a.
I'd probably still be up there.
But the attic had.
I can't do it.
The attic really had some cool shit in there. It was like a lot of old plaques and memorabilia and stuff. I remember, and just kind of neat just to like look through all that crap. It was
The echo room.
Yeah, but the echo chamber.
Echo chamber. That's it. Chamber.
So
there.
you were in the mailroom. Where'd you get? What was your next job after the mailroom?
Coordinator for Epic.
So what does a coordinator do?
So I kind of coordinated. I basically was a secretary back then.
Yeah.
For the most part. Back then, that's what we called this. I'm that old. For one of my mentors, Jack Lamar, and Rob Dalton was like a regional at the time. Mm-hmm. So I did all the grunt work for that label's promotion team, whether it was creating reports, sending out reports, typing up letters from my boss, which I could type like shit. It was horrible.
On an actual typewriter?
An actual typewriter.
Yes.
It was horrible.
Was it electric or like tink,
It was
tink,
electric.
tink,
It was
tink?
actually electric.
Ting.
Yeah.
But I wasn't real good at it. But
Yeah.
I will say I was probably the best coordinator. And my boss, Jack, when he died on his deathbed, he admitted that. He said, you were the best one I had.
Nice.
Sam. So that, from coordinator, you go to secondary promotion where you would promote at the smaller market level.
And these are also considered non-reporting stations?
Non-reporting.
Yeah.
They were reporting then to a trade called Gavin.
Yeah.
Which was kind of a big deal then.
Yeah.
Not so much in country. It was a big deal in like pop and R&B and stuff. But it was a good way to start and get your chops getting records played.
It's like
markets like Amarillo and Fargo and all these Spencer,
The highly
Iowa,
populated places. Yes.
You know,
It's like
Paducah.
AAA. It's like AAA for baseball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd get my Joe Diffie records played, my Colin Ray. I was working Shenandoah. I was kind of doing all of both labels, Columbia and Epic, but mostly Epic, kind of helping out just wherever I could. And then did that probably for a year. Then I was promoted to Texas, the homeland.
Yes. Great state.
Great state.
It's a big one.
For Epic, I was to be the Southwest manager for Epic Records.
Okay.
So that was in '94.
So let's explain to people, what does a record rep do? Mm-hmm. Promo rep, however you want to say it. Record promotion rep.
Simply said, it's our job to get songs played on the radio.
Yeah.
Simply said.
By any means necessary.
I think my mom died. I want to say my mom probably died never really truly knowing like what I did.
Yeah.
It's like so they just don't play it. Like no, they don't. It's a lot of grease, a lot of. You're a salesman.
Yeah.
We're selling artists, basically, going town to town.
Yep.
Sometimes we'd be with the artist, sometimes we wouldn't be. It is our job to get the gatekeepers, the program directors, turned on enough.
That's an interesting choice of words.
Turned on enough that where they want to go and play the music. Which back then it was a great job back in the 90s. Like a handshake you could get. You can leave town, and the programmer had a lot of autonomy where they don't now.
Yeah.
But, so it was a lot of fun.
So you're doing a lot of convincing, like wheeling and dealing, like, hey, this is why you need to be spinning this artist song as opposed to that artist song. And we've got this new artist we're working, and we've also got this other superstar has got a new single out. And So you're probably doing a lot of trading back and forth like that, right?
Yeah, sometimes we'd take the artist to the station, what we'd call a radio tour, which you've done.
I have. I've lost a lot of years doing that.
It's really not conducive for artists for the most part because they're used to like late nights and late mornings.
Here's what it is. Here's exactly what a radio tour is. It's like, hey, I know you're playing this bar until midnight in San Antonio, but what we're going to need you to do is be on radio in Amarillo at 4 a.m. To sing again.
Because they're really close together.
Yeah. So we're going to drive you from San Antonio to Amarillo.
Or you got lobby call at 6:30.
God, we were in Detroit one time, and John Ettinger.
Yeah.
We had played Coyote Joe's up there, and Chad and I just gotten ripped for some reason. We were just drunk.
Yeah.
And Ettinger shows up at the bus and is like, all right, let's go. Like, what?
Going where?
He's like, we're going to Grand Rapids right now. I'm like, no, we're not. He goes, you got to be on the air in the morning. And we literally got to the hotel, put our stuff in the hotel, went straight to the station, and sounded like ass on air.
Yes.
And Edgar was like, why do y'all sound so bad? I was like, do you remember where you got us? It's just
something with Michigan. I had Montgomery Gentry up there. We got stuck
Lord.
in a snowstorm, and we had to, we were waylaid for like a night. I think it was Lansing.
And you were back in
Same
the day
thing.
with Troy and Eddie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when they were...
I'm sure they were a very tame bunch.
They were untamed, yeah. They were not tamed.
The opposite of tame.
Yeah. I took them on their first radio tour.
Stroy and Thetty. You know. Yeah. You were on the first radio tour?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What was their first song? I don't remember.
Hillbilly Shoes.
Oh.
Right?
I count 2 songs in my career that if I wasn't doing what I was doing, they probably wouldn't have made it. And one was Hillbilly Shoes.
Yeah.
Montgomery Gentry, because we were coming out of the shoot with, I think, Lonely and Gone off that album. And after about a week on the road with them, I remember calling back and like, man, guys, this Hillbilly Shoes is a song.
Yeah.
We should really look at it. And like, you're crazy, Rogers. No, that's crazy. Like, no, another week goes by, maybe a third week of tour.
And Lonely God, it's a great
Lonely
song.
God is a great
It's
record.
amazing.
Yeah, but Hillbilly Shoes was distinctive for whatever reason. Everybody was picking up on it. And I convinced them the higher ups.
No
So
shit.
we need to go with Hillbilly Shoes.
I hadn't heard that story before.
Yeah, big record. And the other one would have been Love Like Crazy.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge one.
Wonder who sang that.
Leland.
Yeah. I wore that song on my back for months.
Yeah,
convinced
because
people
at that time,
it was
by the
rough.
time you got, it didn't even go number one. It peaked at 3.
Yeah.
56 weeks.
It was on the charts for what,
56
84
weeks.
years?
It was the
56 weeks.
longest charting single in country music history at that point.
Yeah.
We broke Eddie Arnold's record
Yeah.
from 1948.
Yeah.
Something
Wow.
crazy on the Billboard chart.
And that's the song that really put Lee on the map because he had 3 or 4 singles out before that didn't do so hot.
Yeah, kind of just.
She Ain't Right, and I don't even remember what the others were.
Upper middle class white trash.
That was before Love Like Crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was
There was. I can't think of them. There was 3 or maybe 4.
yeah, I think it was 4.
Dear Lord.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
But Love Like Crazy was a tough sell because
Yeah.
he'd already had a couple misses, I guess, in radio's eyes. But I mean, if you listen to that song, it's so undeniable, and it's mind-blowing that people weren't getting it at first.
Yeah. What's crazy is though is like Lee can still play "She Ain't Right," which was his very first song at radio. He can still play it to this day.
Yep.
And everyone sings it to the top of their lungs, word for word, like it was a big radio hit.
Yep.
It was just a great song for whatever reason. I don't remember
Agreed.
why it just didn't hit at radio.
In fact, She Ain't Right, Overrated was going to be the first
Overrated,
song
yeah.
off that album that never even made the album. And then She
Yeah,
Ain't
never
Right-
made the
She Ain't
album.
Right
He cut it and everything. I think it's out there
Great
on
record.
the DSPs as like some bonus track or something.
Using a lot of acronyms right now that I don't understand.
Digital service providers such as Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music.
We don't speak of Spotify.
Why don't you like Spotify?
No.
I'm just
Anyway,
bundles. Anyway,
Texas.
Texas.
Yes, we're back in Texas. Let's go.
Playing in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love Texas.
How long were you in Texas?
rock
You're in Dallas,
Texas.
right?
I was in Dallas. Fort Worth, kind of closer to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Epic Records. Back then, I was promoting the big artists were Joe Diffie, Colin Ray, Doug Stone. People forget about how many hits.
What was Doug Stone's real last name?
Brooks.
Yep.
Doug
And
Brooks.
they changed it because
Brooks
Yeah.
and Dunn.
of Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
too.
I would have gone with the bigger one.
I remember
He
Garth.
grew up in Noonan too, where Alan Jackson.
Noonan, Georgia.
Yeah, Noonan, Georgia.
Holy shit, played there a lot.
And then Patty Loveless, my queen.
Oh, East Kentucky
Loved
girl.
her. Then we had like the Gibson Miller Band,
Wow,
Sons of the Desert,
great vocals.
Texas band.
Mm-hmm.
Drew's still out there working.
Yeah,
And then James House.
I remember James
Good
House.
album. Really, really good album. Ty Herndon.
Ty is such a sweet soul.
Good person.
That dude is amazing.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I tell him he's the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life. He's just, and
He hasn't changed.
No, he doesn't age,
No.
and sings his ever loving ass off. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a huge fan.
That article you spoke of, Cole, I'd written something about Ty.
You did.
Yeah.
Kinda how you were about to launch him?
In fact, when that hit, Ty texted me a couple hours later, maybe. I don't know what it was. I guess
wow.
he had read it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I saw that he had texted me. I'm like, is he going to be mad? That's cool.
Which way is this going to go?
But I was respectful, I thought. Like,
Yeah.
of
Well, I
the
mean,
whole
you
situation.
totally
It is true. It
You
was all
totally
true.
defended him in that article.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what he
No,
said,
he
but
thought it was. He was.
yeah,
He said, "Man, thank you for the kind words."
Yeah.
And it's, I really forgot. So many. I forget. I lose sense of like there was a whole nother sector of people that were affected by this.
Yeah.
Like in your story kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was kind of blown away by it actually.
nice.
But it was a crazy night. It can't make that stuff up.
Yeah,
No.
He's playing a policeman, basically the policeman's ball.
wow, bad timing.
Like really, like
And that
this,
happens-
the one show you're playing.
Hey,
happened down-
Pull over in a park that I have no idea what the hell
That happened
it
down
is.
in Texas, right?
Yeah, on Third Albert Alpha.
And in
30,
Texas.
Yeah.
Gateway Park, and we're like, I remember like telling the officer, "Where in the hell is Gateway Park?" And he goes, "Well, you probably don't know about it because you're not one of those. You're not.
Yeah.
You're not of that ilk. Where you're
Ilk.
gonna be swinging by and hanging out in your truck.
Yeah.
Trolling, but it,
Just why that close? Why Ty? Anyway,
My
Yeah.
tie.
my
and he's
Ty.
coming. He'd just come off that number one. What mattered most? Massive number one.
Huge song.
Yeah.
Massive. And then we had "I Want My Goodbye Back" that charted like at 35, and we hadn't even gone for airplay yet. So
Wow.
it was rolling. The
Yeah.
train was rolling, and it just came to a screeching halt.
Yeah.
It's like bad, but we recovered well.
I mean,
we went on to have a little bit of a career.
Yeah. He still does it.
records.
I played a few shows with him in the past, a few years, and still kills it, man. So Texas, how long were you there?
4 years.
4.
Pretty much to the day. Like
And then
94 to 98. So then I was promoted back to Nashville from Sony to run and be national for the national promotion director for Columbia Records. So I really didn't want to do it at first because my Epic boys were like, those were my boys.
Yeah.
In Texas, I love Texas, but I knew that I needed to be in Nashville if I was
Yeah.
ever going to grow anymore. And I had a couple people talk me into it.
what year was that?
98.
That's exact year that I moved to Nashville.
Yeah.
So you pack up your bags again, and you're going back to Nashville.
Moved here, moved down to Franklin, and started being a national for Columbia. At that point, they had Wade Hayes, Ricochet, Rick Trevino, all of which were kind of on the outskirts of their careers. So I arrived at an awesome time. It's like, oh, who's this asshole?
Get to work, Mikey.
Like they're all kind of on the outs.
Yeah.
Still making some pretty good music. I think Wade Hayes was still making really good music.
Yeah.
Really. But Rick was trying to do some Spanglish stuff, Rick Trevino, and then Ricochet was cutting some odd records. So they didn't like me too much.
Yeah.
But I was resurrected with Montgomery Gentry. So
Nice.
I got them rolling, and we resurrected Travis Tritt, his career.
Dude,
Yeah.
I mean, 3 of my favorite artists of all time: Troy and Eddie and Travis Tritt.
Yeah, Tritt's probably, if I had one artist, if you say, all right, Mike, who's the artist you hate the most? It'd be Travis Tritt.
Man.
And followed closely by probably Clay Walker.
Oh, yeah.
Just to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not personally.
And Travis, which is a shame because Travis had amazing music.
Yeah.
Amazing music.
I've heard
Like, really good
stories.
music. But he's really difficult to work with.
That my old
Not a
manager,
very nice person.
my old manager Christopher Washcoat was like, he worked with Travis back in the day. He was like his stage manager or something like that. He was like, man, he's just a very talented guy.
Just
However, comma,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, it was tough.
yeah,
And I never worked a record of his again. But I did Best of Intentions, Modern Day Bonnie and Clyde.
Great song.
Great Day to Be Alive. I got to be a
Gosh,
part
that was
of all
another
those songs.
monster.
good Lord, that was
Yeah, they were
huge.
really big records. So it was cool. In fact, we had an empty room in our house. Like when you get their first big house, and you had like a formal dining room or a formal living room. You had a formal dining room, formal living room. The formal living room sat empty for probably 2 years because we didn't know what to do with it. Right? It was like a little dance floor.
Yeah.
But Travis, we did get bonused pretty good on, I think, Best of Intentions.
Okay.
I want to say. And then we were able to furnish our formal living room with some really killer leather furniture. So every time I see my leather furniture, it's still like legit furniture. Like,
Did you put plastic on it and
I'm
nobody
like,
sit on it? That kind of formal?
My wife and I joke to this day, it's a Travis Tritt room.
Yeah, it has tassels hanging off of it.
Yep.
It's got a mullet.
Yeah.
You know?
Couch with a mullet.
Yeah,
That's high class.
Well, I didn't tell. I should have backed up when I got punched by Johnny Rodriguez.
We can skip around.
Yeah, we can Tarantino this.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I just had dinner with an old Arista rep last night in town. He's passing through town, and he's retired. But he brought up Johnny Rodriguez. I'm like, because we were talking about triggers. When you do enough of this long enough, you guys are approaching that. You forget stuff, and then people bring up something. It'll just trigger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Trigger a story. So
I mean,
I got
I
a story about that.
forgot I was in Fort
Yeah, really.
Myers.
I got a story about that.
Yeah.
But Johnny Rodriguez knocked me out
Oh, my gosh.
at a club off Murfreesboro Road.
Yeah.
I remember I went down there back in the day when he used to do dance mixes for records and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was probably Joe Diffie's Third Rock from the Sun or something.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I knew the manager of the club off Murfreesboro Road. And so I used to go down and hang out and bring him some stuff. Like, hey, let's see what it does.
It's like Denim and Diamonds or something like that.
Yeah, it wasn't a Wrangler.
Remember that?
The Wrangler had the tree in the middle of it.
Okay. I don't think I ever
That
went
was
there.
like the old school one, but then they built like a new one, like a Denim and Diamond.
Denim
Yeah.
and Diamonds had the shame in the middle of it.
And it was the crystal ball and so I was there one night, weekend night, probably with this friend of mine from their label, and Rodriguez and his crew came kind of pushing their way through the club, just brushing people aside, that kind of thing. Like, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, that guy's kind of a dick, I knew the manager. The manager was also the DJ of the club. This
Okay.
guy, Bobby. So I said, well, I'm going to go tell Bobby to see if he can play whatever song it was. I was pimping, at the time. But to walk Johnny and his people were standing up like on the steps and stuff that would go up to the DJ booth. It was almost like a throne or something, the DJ booth. So I just was walking up. I had my head down to look at the steps. All of a sudden, I just got cold cocked right underneath the chin, knocked back on my, like totally knocked out. And I woke up. There's some security dude over top of me. You need to get out of here. I'm like,
told you that?
yeah. I'm like,
Like,
what
wait,
happened?
I just have no idea what happened.
Rollo, the guy that was with me, they're like, man, what'd you do, man? Like, I didn't do anything. I don't even know what happened.
He just chose violence.
Yeah, he just chose violence. I think he thought I was probably encroaching on, his crew or something. I don't know. I was just going up to ask for a record, for my buddy.
Yeah.
Who was running the DJ booth.
Wow.
So they take me outside, and he goes, man, you like, well, why isn't like Johnny out here? Like, what the fuck is he staying in here for? I'm like, he goes, no, you want to press charges? I said, yeah, I want to press charges. That's crazy. So I pressed charges. I never pressed charges before. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
No, I mean, you could probably let it slide had you done something to invoke such
If you deserve it, then
yeah.
Absolutely.
Walking up
nothing,
steps does not
No.
just not warrant.
Never saw it coming, never, nothing. Like holy crap. So he got arrested and taken downtown. So then I went down to the courthouse or whatever, and the judge, his lawyer at the time, it might have been part of his management, his lawyer at the time, I think it was a lawyer, talked me into not pressing charges. Said, we'll pay you, just keep this clean, and just, I had a bust. Meanwhile, my lip is all busted up.
Yeah.
And, I'm bleeding. It's dried blood, And I said, all right, we'll do it. Like, I'll drop it. And I said, well, I'll be in touch, blah, blah, blah. So I go get stitched up right after that. And it was probably like 4 stitches or something stupid. And then the next Monday, I go in and was telling my boss about this. He goes, what the hell? He goes, who manages him, right? I'm like, I have no idea. He goes, Herb Woolsey.
are you serious?
Wow.
And so Jack calls him up. Like, hey, like your boy Johnny, like got in a tussle or like knocked my rep out. Blah blah blah. Oh, we'll make it right. We're gonna send $500 over. I think my medical bill was like $300 or something.
Yeah.
I was a coordinator, I think, at the time.
Yeah.
So I wasn't making a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so a couple of days goodbye, no money. Like never saw no money. Like my boss, like, hey, did you ever get that money from Danny O'Brien? Like he worked for Herb. Mm-hmm. Like no. Like, he got on the phone. I could hear him on the phone to this day. Like, a couple of GDs, a couple of F-bombs, a couple. Danny O'Brien came over with a bag of money. Wow. I think he gave me $600.
Okay, yeah.
I had that shirt with the blood stain on it for probably 20 years.
Did you really?
And
it's like a Nolan Ryan jersey.
Right?
Yeah, it's like a badge of honor, right?
Yeah.
Like,
frame that shit.
But Herb was always like, man, luckily you didn't try to fight him because he's maybe a double black belt. I think he's at least a black belt, maybe double. And he's mean. He's like,
obviously.
Soon after that he went to jail for like a murder rap.
Jesus.
So it was like,
killed somebody.
You don't want to be messing.
Don't
with
get on
Johnny
Johnny's
Rodriguez.
steps.
Yeah, don't mess with Johnny.
Yeah.
Sorry for the reversal in there. Like,
No, I liked it.
That's a great story.
The kids.
I popped the clutch.
Another one I've never heard.
Johnny's on the steps. Stay away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a mean little son of a bitch.
Wow.
I think his daughter was trying to get into business, right? Aubrey Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I think she lives in Texas, but
Okay.
Wow.
But yeah, I think she's trying to break in and do the artist thing.
You think she'll punch anybody?
I don't know. I'd take a punch from her though. She's
Yeah.
pretty hot.
Still got it.
I'd take it from her, not her dad.
So,
Yeah.
so where are you now? So you're Sony Hillbilly Shoes.
Yep.
Travis Tritt's an asshole, from
Yep.
what we've gathered,
Yep.
and somebody else.
So
Johnny
you're now the
Rodriguez.
National of Columbia.
National Columbia. So
How long were you doing that over there?
probably 2002.
And then
I got released from my duties. I was the class of 2002. That was when, if you didn't have a contract, then a lot of people don't work off contracts now. Some do, some don't. That was when BMG was starting to take over Sony. So you had all these plays and Galante and all these people over at BMG. So I was a class of probably 10 or 12 of us.
Yeah.
Got shit canned one Friday morning.
enjoy your weekend.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for your service.
Yeah.
it was shocking, like really shocking,
Yeah.
you know. And that's the first and only time it has ever happened to me. So I was super lucky because that's, in this business, it's a rarity.
Man, it really is.
Or record label deals, you know,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I immediately had probably a couple offers. Warner, I think, some independent stuff. But then Doug Johnson, my old mentor, was kind of consulting my Curb at the time, Jack. And
Yeah.
Doug Johnson came to me and like, hey, what if I tell you that we can get the band back together? The old Epic crew, you
Yeah.
know, Jack, Doug Johnson, was part of that.
Mm-hmm.
He was here for a little while.
Yep.
Yeah.
at Curb, and still a good friend. And Rob Dalton, blah, blah, blah. And Mike wants to start up Curb Asylum. He's leasing that name, Asylum, off of Warner, because Warner distributes Curb Records. So, like, well, hell yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
We had like our old Midwest guy came and worked with us. So we started Curb Asylum in pretty much 2003, January. But I think we kind of started creating it in November of 2002. And is another milestone for me, at least, because is Asylum Records. So
Yeah.
it's like, that's probably my favorite label of all time.
Huh.
Like Eagles, Linda Ronstadt,
Yeah.
Jackson Brown, all
Yeah.
those guys. It was like, I work for Asylum.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that brings us into the, Lee Brice. We had Blue County at the time. We had a couple of other things. LeAnn Rimes we're kind of messing around with. We kind of got some of the, just dumped on some artists. I can't even remember all of them.
Well, Curb has had, 8,000 artists?
Close to it.
I
Yeah,
think.
they still do. I
Yeah,
think.
still do. Yeah.
There are people on the books that Colt can attest. I mean, they've been on the books.
Trini
for
Triggs,
years.
I think, is still on the label.
Trini Triggs.
Yeah.
Yep. But was fast. Lee Brice was one of those.
Yeah.
I met his brother Louis Brice in Charleston one time before I met Lee.
Oh, really?
Actually.
Huh.
I knew about Lee, but I
Yeah.
never met him.
Yeah.
He was into publishing. He was doing publishing, kind of getting started. I was in Charleston doing my thing one night with radio, trying to get a Blue County record played. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But we go to a bar called Johnson's Pub.
Good Little Girls. Was that the song?
Good little girls.
Yeah.
Makes
Makes
them
them
mighty
mighty.
fine
Wow.
women. Man.
Yeah.
You got it, man. I didn't know you were a fan.
I'm not. They're good friends of mine.
Scott Reeves is one of the best.
Awesome.
Best ever. He's
Oh.
probably the funniest
Aaron
guy ever.
Benward, I talk to
Yeah.
him quite often.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those guys.
Scott was probably the funniest person I ever took on the road, like hands down.
He's a soap opera guy.
Crazy, funny guy. But,
Dr. Drake Ramore.
so I'm in this bar. I'm in this bar, minding my own business, drinking my whiskey
Just like that.
with the radio dude. He left to go do something. He said, I'll be right back. So after a while, I go to close out my tab. And the bartender comes over, the barkeep. It's like, hey, man, you work for Curb Records? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, so does my brother. I'm like, well, who's your brother? Like, well, Lee Brice. I'm like, well, open back up my tab.
Yeah.
So I sat there for like 3 more hours.
Wow.
Hanging out with Lewis and some other ragtag people.
Yeah.
That were just kind of hanging out right downtown Charleston.
Wow.
Be just bartending there. He bartended there for quite a while.
I remember that. I remember him working down there in the bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see him in Charleston. I knew when he moved here. He worked at 12th and Porter for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah, 12th
For a
and
while.
Porter.
Yep.
That's
Used
right.
to be the hang.
Yep. Oh,
Remember 12th
sorry.
and Porter.
Yeah.
I used to love 12th and Porter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
Man.
get good pours in that place.
Oh yeah.
It's been many a night I've seen a morning in 12 and Porter.
Yep. Yeah, we did a showcase or two in that place.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah.
And I think Travis Street was part of that in
Yeah.
Montgomery Gentry, actually. But it was it was Curb Asylum, and then Asylum kind of folded away, and we kind of merged back together with Curb. At the time.
Yeah.
So then, we had McGraw for like a nanosecond, and some others, up to
Yeah.
present day.
Oh,
McGraw,
Samuel.
Jody Messina.
The Judds.
You got Clay Walker.
We got Clay Walker.
Yeah.
Like I tried to talk everybody out of it, but
Yeah.
we did. It's like, it'll come back to bite you.
Did he ever run and hide in the bus on you?
No, I left the show. I left the whole. Yeah, he was a piece of work.
Don't you ever? I don't know if it was a rumor or if it's a true story. Like he ran and locked the door and wouldn't let Joe Galante in his bus or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably telling it, remembering it wrong, but
It sounds about right.
it sounded about right.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Probably
They're like, come out. He's like, no, I'm not coming in.
It's probably a lot of truth.
Yeah.
Story.
I'm not coming
Yeah.
out. You can't get me. You can't catch me.
Yeah, but in that same breath of time, I had Hal Ketchum.
Yeah. How was the man?
Dude.
Hal, you never shake your hand. You
God
always
rest his soul. He
like,
scared
he only did like the little fist thing.
Yeah.
Hey, like an Indian thing. Like, hey, like he was like, "Whoa, what am I supposed to do?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made
Pump
me.
my fist.
Power to the
Very
people.
cool.
How?
He was such a good dude, but he made me feel so uncomfortable the first time I met him.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to take him.
He was a
He's-
different cat.
He
He's
was different.
and if he walked in a room, you knew he was somebody.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
could go anywhere with Hal, and he just looked like a star. Like you see all the women just be like, "Whoa,
Yeah.
who's that?" And they
Yeah.
had that Prince Machiavelli mustache
yeah.
and the hair, and
Yeah.
like, dude, like, and
He was a
loved,
presence.
He loved to drink his beer.
Yeah. One time we were at Dan McGinnis, and he was, I want to say he was drinking Jameson.
Yeah,
And we were drinking, and he was hanging out, just telling me all these wild stories that I can't remember now. But I remember, because I was pretty young, and I was wide-eyed listening to his stories going, holy crap.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, well, I'm supposed to be at the studio, but this is more fun, so we're just going to hang out a little longer. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, Hal, sure.
Sir. It's fun.
He was on a Florida run with me somewhere, and we had lobby call, let's say 7 o'clock. I get in the car. I pull the car around to the front door. Him and his tour manager get in. Tour manager up front, Hal in the back. We didn't even leave the parking lot, and that dude, I hear like the, like, dude, like what? Hal, like he had a 12-pack of Bud Light sitting next to him, like literally sitting next to him in the seat. I didn't
Wow.
even see him bring it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was probably in the car, like trying to figure out where I need to go. But like, where the hell did you get that at? Like,
He was also magic.
I had my ways, Kimosabe.
Yes.
Kimosabe. Kimosabe. He was
Yeah.
very cerebral.
Yeah.
Like, probably one of the more cerebral.
Oh, yeah.
Probably even more than Mary Chapin Carpenter. I used to work her stuff. They'd always, you almost need a dictionary to figure out what the hell they're saying.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you got to have like an abacus and like a
what's
slide
going
rule, a protractor.
A thesaurus.
Yeah.
Just not that cool, or like what? Like what's going on here? I don't know what they're saying.
I need a young priest and an old priest. You know? He told me that his grandmother would chase him around with a cane and a gas mask.
Yeah.
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 The first time I met him, this is the conversation
Wow.
we had.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
pulled up to the curb when we used to be in that first building, the next to the Ryder House.
Yeah.
I pulled up one morning in that building, and he was out in the studio parking lot, Indian style. Like, this is probably 8 in the morning, just sitting there, like like his ass on the concrete.
Just crisscross applesauce
yeah,
out there, man.
crisscross applesauce. It was like just that's when he was cutting that album. He did it full, like 24 hours, like live.
Yeah, he's probably on a ayahuasca trip, you know.
Yeah,
Peyote,
it was like,
bro.
like just in the middle of the parking lot.
He's out there communing with his ancestors.
Yeah, right.
All right, Hal. Hey.
Small town Saturday night out here, boys.
I did the fist thing. Yeah. He was past the point of rescue, I think.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yes.
God.
Got it.
But on the opposite spectrum of Hal, you had Hank Jr.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of those notches in the belt that, like, because I got to touch, although I didn't work them in their heydays.
Yeah.
Back in my CBS Sony years, George Jones, I worked at, probably the last George Jones real hit,
Wow.
One Woman Man. He had Rockin' Chair, but Rockin' Chair was kind of an event record kind of thing.
Yeah.
Last Ricky Skaggs record, Merle Haggard, Waylon Jennings,
Wow.
Dolly Parton.
That's amazing.
I got to touch all those artists
Yeah.
at some point. Maybe not in their heyday, but
They're still timeless, epic.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
just
artists.
always worked.
Those are
I
country
worked
music
some of their
legends.
stuff.
Bananas.
Then I'd be able to add like Hank. on
Yeah.
that.
Well, what was Hank like?
Awesome.
I never got to hang around
You
him.
just had to know how to deal with him.
Yeah.
He was. You don't talk music. You talk Steelers football and women, and Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Thumb
kind of
rings.
thing. He's not in Civil War history.
Okay.
He
Probably one of the smartest. He could teach
Yeah.
a course at a university.
he like
Civil War.
he does the metal detecting.
Yeah, he does
Yeah.
that.
Stuff,
But
yeah.
we went up to his house. Merle Kilgore invited us up.
Oh, wow.
Rest his soul. And amazing. Like he has where Merle's office was, his manager, is down the hill from his house in Camden, Tennessee, Paris, Tennessee, kind of that area. But he had a whole building of just memorabilia and Civil War, Gatling guns, cannons from Gettysburg, and crap like this. And like, holy moly! We spent the whole afternoon there, hanging out. He's just showing us around. He had a vault with probably, that'd be 75, firearms of some sorts, like from Little Bighorn to, all these Civil War battles.
Wow.
Little Bighorn.
That's incredible.
That kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And apparently he has two other vaults that are probably even more impressive than what we saw.
Yeah.
And in that vault there's a tackle box in there. And I started kind of looking into it, and he goes, "Hey, that was my daddy's tackle box when he was a kid." I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
hey.
Jeez.
So-
Let me move away.
Let me not touch this and break it.
Yeah, and then he had a closet with all these clothes on like wire hangers.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like in a climate control. This is not a climate
Yeah.
controlled like closet kind of cool place. But so I'm like kind of looking through. He pulled out this shirt. Like this is a shirt my daddy got married in. I'm like,
Wow.
it's kind of like one of those.
He just has a whole Hank
pearl snap,
Williams.
pearl snap shirts.
Yeah. He just has a
I'm
Hank
like-
Williams like museum in his house.
I'm like, well, I don't know if I should be like touching this. Like, I
I don't even want to look at it.
like this needs to be like, what are you doing in a
Yeah.
wire, on a wire hanger?
On a wire hanger. Moths
Not
can
like
get
a
to
wood
it.
hanger, not even like a plastic one from
Yeah.
TJ Maxx or something. Like a wire hanger.
Just corroded.
It's like, dang, man.
That's a suit he wore on the Opry.
The cannon he had from Gettysburg was down there. It was around Christmas time, now that I think of it. Mary Jane made him take the cannon, out of his living room so they could put the Christmas tree. So the cannon was down in the office.
That's epic. Yeah.
That's redneck. That's redneck.
Yeah.
The cannon that you kind of see him. You've seen videos. People have seen videos of him shooting, with Kid Rock and that kind of stuff.
Where should we
same
put the cannon?
Go
I
check
don't
it out.
know.
Get this cannon out of here. And you can hear it. Like anybody that's been married or has a relationship, you can tell. Like
Yeah.
this cannon's got to go. Like
This cannon.
Not like a deer head on the wall.
Yeah.
It's
no.
freaking cannon.
Like it
Civil
takes
War
a couple
cannon.
people to move that thing. Man.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like right next to the house. It's like half a mile away. Like it's like down the hill. Right. It was from like Gettysburg too. It's like, no, this needs to be like somewhere in a nice environment.
Yeah, it should probably be in a museum.
It's doesn't rust out or something, right? I don't know.
Hang my daddy's clothes on it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But he's always really good if you're respectful of his time. He loved bus hangs. I was always able to get, a person or two up on the bus to hang with him and have a shot and talk Civil War history or football, that kind of stuff.
Or women.
Women, lots of women. And I had to like check out Mary Jane's boobs one time because she just got them.
Okay.
And Hank made me feel them.
That's a sentence I never thought I would hear.
I actually just forgot about that till now.
Yeah.
I had to feel Mary Jane's boobs.
And they were pretty, it was almost like that Wedding Crashers scene where he's Owen Wilson's feeling the boobs of Jane Seymour.
They're very nice. Yeah.
They're good, Hank.
Hank, don't shoot me with your cannon.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Very nice, Hank. Money well spent.
Close my eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
But he was always, he liked meeting people. He always had his sunglasses on because he always had the funky eye.
He seems like he enjoys life.
But enjoys life.
Yeah.
And then, he'd play a show. He'd do a show. And then people are like, man, you think he's going to hang out afterwards too or something? It's like, no, he's already gone.
Yeah.
He's already gone.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean he's gone? Like, no, they're downbeating the song right now. He's already in the limo. He's taking off to the airport. He's not even anywhere in the rate. He's not even in the metro. Metro.
Yeah, he's wheels up. Yeah.
He's wheels up already while they're still vamping out. But a good dude. He was a really, really, really good guy.
Did you ever have to work any of Hank 3 songs?
No, I knew Hank 3 when we were in that old building. I never got to be around him much, but I know people that went to go see him. And very angry young lad.
Yeah.
He'd have a guitar strap that would say, basically, fuck Curb.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. Nice. Yeah.
And he's on Bruck Records. His Curb spelled backwards. So
because it had explicit lyrics.
Yeah, Bruck Records.
Yeah. Curb's never put out a record that had explicit lyrics, so they turned Curb around to Bruck. Mm-hmm. And I guess to try and confuse the public, but yeah.
Interesting. He would do these Gut Bucket, Hank Senior sets, and classic country, kind of obviously. And then he'd break and then come out and do like death metal.
The Ass Jack stuff.
He was like that. Where your neck of the woods. What was that show? Appalachia. There was like a meth head show that. They did.
Jessica White and Dancing Outlaw. What?
It was like on net. It lived on streaming or something somewhere.
Not
Backwoods something.
Not Justified. No.
But he was like the soundtrack of that show.
Really?
It was basically all the meth head people from Appalachia.
Yeah.
Kind of show. I think it was like a season or two.
I'm glad that's how you feel about my people, Mike.
Yeah, not your people, but near. I said near. Where your people were.
I remember one time he was mad at Curb for something, and he had that gray van that was jacked up, and he came pulling in the horseshoe driveway, and he threw like a brick through the glass doors.
A lot of angst.
He's a dick, man.
Yeah. Wow.
That dude would.
That was a fun day at the office.
I was in my office I had my office across from my Curb on the bottom floor.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember Becky and Micah. Becky was Mike Curb's assistant, and Micah, another one. Mike was in his office. He came in that day to meet with Hank 3. But at some point, Becky and Micah come into my office and close the door behind them. I'm like, what's up? Hey, what's up? Hank 3's here, and he's kind of crazy. He's got it like a gun. He always comes with a gun.
Whoa.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, that's fucked up. Like, why are we in? Why are we cool? Like, I'm like,
do we need to call Metro?
Like, what's
we
going
have
on?
police.
This isn't cool. Like,
No.
This is not cool at all.
Man, that was a good signing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the dude would sell like 100,000.
Well, he's very popular.
Stuff for like the last album didn't, but he had about 2 or 3 there that were.
He had a
like
following.
Legit. He had a following. It's very narrow.
Yeah,
Very
I bet it was a
narrow.
specific person that followed him too.
But yeah, he had really good merch, like crazy. It was
I remember
disturbing music.
I remember like an album cover, him just screaming or something. Just, the front of it. That's what it was. No shirt on or something. I do it. Yeah.
There's some weird stuff. It was hard to listen to.
I don't own any of that.
No.
It doesn't go with my Anne Murray and. Yeah.
I wonder what he's doing. What he's doing now.
Time?
Dude, I don't know. I haven't heard his name mentioned in a long time.
No. He's probably touring. He's probably still out there doing stuff.
Probably throwing bricks at people. Who knows?
Touring Germany right now.
Yeah.
Doing some Rammstein.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit crazy. That's like him and Dee Messina came in to want to fight Adrian at one time. Like her husband, remember, he wanted to beat him up because he wouldn't put out like what was that one song? It wasn't a biker chick song. Was it maybe a biker chick song?
Did you just say Dee Messina and
her
husband wanted to come in and fight?
Adrian.
Yeah, there was a biker chick song. Yeah.
Might have been the biker chick song. She was offended that we didn't want to ship it or something. And like they showed up one afternoon at the label, and Sam, our coordinator at the time, outside of Adrian's office, they showed up, and she's married to some guys like kind of roided out, one of those dudes, like
smart.
I'm gonna kick your ass, like he was like threatening, to kick Adrian's ass for not shipping the record or whatever it was. And it was a horrible record.
I mean, that's how majority of my records get shipped, was threats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't work. but it was.
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't think
like,
biker chick ever saw the light of day.
It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird stuff. Artists, desperation, desperate times.
Yeah.
Like Charlie Robinson would say, these are desperate times.
Oh, what a great record.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky Dog, I got to work. I was like the point person for Lucky Dog.
Oh, really?
So we had Jack Ingram, Bruce Robinson, Charlie Robinson, and drum roll, David Allen Coe.
Oh, wow. Talk about another character.
Wow.
He used to pull up in the limo in front of the building when I was at CBS. And he'd drive his own limo around. It was a white one, too. It wasn't even
He drove his own
like
limo?
a black limo. He
Jamie
drove his own
Johnson.
limo,
Yeah.
Drive his own limo, pull up. Like, he'd call in.
Hop in the back seat, let himself out.
Had a little bag phone. Hey, is James Carlson there? Or whatever it was.
Dude, it's just like Dumb and Dumber. Remember how he'd go
Put
in the
another
front seat?
shrimp on the barbie. Yeah.
He'd hop in the back seat.
My driver's a bit
I got
lost.
to work a co-record, too. But he did a live at Billy Bob's one time.
Oh, yeah.
We're down there, and I remember he got his artwork for his new album. And he is there with, like, two of his wives, I think, at the time.
Two.
He's always married to, like, he had multiple stuff.
Did he forget that he had other ones, or just
yeah.
was he a Mormon?
No, he's just like a lover of the people.
Lover of women. Yeah.
But I remember the artwork came in it, whatever that album was. It might have been the Live at Billy Bob's album. It had to be that one. But it's like he was shirtless. He had like the pink Fu Manchu.
Oh, yeah.
Shirtless. I mean, mind you, this dude's like 65 at the time.
Not in the best shape to be
70?
shirtless.
He might have been 70.
Yeah.
A little saggy.
Yeah.
A little saggy.
Yeah.
White bell bottoms, no underwear.
Oh.
And his hog is, it's all there on display.
David Allen Coe's hog.
And the ladies, he's unrolling this. It came like rolled up like a scroll almost, He's like, we're backstage at Billy Bob's, like Robert Gallagher and me, and he had just two little, whatever they were, women.
Concubines.
David, you look, you're so pretty. You're so pretty.
Wow.
Like this is such a beautiful cover. This is beautiful. Like, we're looking, Robert and I are looking at this like, are you serious? Like, this is going to be like, we're putting this on a cover?
Yeah.
And to sell it? Like,
Yeah. I'm going to sell this?
and it did.
I'm in. Let's go.
It
Do
was
it.
Wow.
It was, oh, man. Yeah. Great album, but he used to make, he was another character who would, in his writer, would never have he could not have air conditioning on the stage. No air movement on the stage.
Why is that?
You have to, if these were air conditioning units on your ceiling right now, Colt, you have to be covered up.
Why?
You just like to sweat, I think. I don't know.
Oh, it could make him look sexier.
Yeah, in his white pants.
Make
And
his
then you
hog
just
show better in his white pants.
You just make up stuff too. You just make up facts and revisionist history shit. Is like, I wrote this song. He stopped loving her today. Or this,
Are you serious? Oh my
random shit like that, and then just like Like,
I invented the
I didn't
triangle.
know, did he write? Like, no, he didn't write that.
Yeah, you didn't have Google on your phone back then.
But you just make up crap, you know.
Wow.
But he had a following. Like
Yeah,
Hank,
specific.
he was the original, probably Hank 3.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Mona Lisa lost her
Wow.
smile. That David Allen Colt.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
His Texas shows were kind of nutty, like really nutty.
Oh, I'm sure.
Biker Central.
Good Lord.
Yep. Really interesting dude. But
So, what are you doing now?
so now I'm enjoying life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life with my wife.
What does your day consist of now?
So now I have gotten into yoga a little bit now. I do that a couple times a week.
Just regular yoga?
You can't underestimate how brittle a 64-year-old dude can be.
Oh.
Just to sit Indian style. You know?
Yeah. No, I
I
understand.
can't sit like Hal, man. I'm like,
Sometimes I can't
how
sit.
do these people sit like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing a bunch of stuff with the rescue mission. I'm up here 2 or 3 times a week.
That's awesome, dude. Look
That's
at you.
with them and the veterans, the Victory Home.
Yeah.
Thing that Mike helped mess with and off 12th Avenue. So kind of
Good on you,
Trying
man.
Giving
to
back
do
to the
that.
community.
and just some purpose and place to go.
Yeah.
Traveling
I'm
a lot.
interested. I'm a military brat. And
Yeah.
My brother, I have a kid brother, struggled with homelessness all of his life. And so it's kind of something I'm dear to.
Yeah, man.
So it's kind of cool.
We,
And,
yeah, the mission's a great thing. They do good work down there.
big time.
We do the
You meet
turkey
some-
Tracy Lawrence
Yeah.
turkey fry every year, and
Yeah.
you actually
meet
get to see
some
where it goes.
really-
It's cool.
all walks of life. I've only been doing it for like a month and a half.
No.
Right? So I've already met so many people, like so many, I'm just one of those people. I'm like, hey, where are you from? Like, I know that town.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
everybody's, it's a melting pot.
And not everybody's path is the same to get there.
No,
It's
not at all. Not even close.
Not what you think.
So kind of dabbling in that a bunch, and then starting to do some travel.
Good on you,
I'm going
man.
to France. I'm going to be going to France.
Oh.
I'm taking my grown daughters, my new son-in-law, and my wife, and we're all going to France.
Viva
in 2
la
weeks.
liberty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to do 2 weeks over there. We'll get to see Normandy Beach for the first time, which will be really, really cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to Paris and stuff, but to see the Normandy Beach would be pretty cool.
Going to be a lot of history there. A
And
lot
more
of-
yeah.
countryside. You know, like they say, when you turn 35, a man's got to choose, World War II history or smoking meats. I chose both, kind of, but
Yeah.
World War
That's
II
amazing.
history, yeah, right?
Look, I've never heard that.
That's a meme. Yeah. You really, it's a thing. You gotta what side are you on? Like, what are you doing? Like,
I guess I haven't chosen a side yet.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess I'd do meat.
Yeah.
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 You smoke a lot of meat.
I love smoking meat.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes I may smoke some meat tonight.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. It's raining.
Yeah, I'm a huge World War II buff.
Yeah.
History, so, and my wife is too. But
So you're kind of the Renaissance. You smoke the meat and the World War II.
do it all, yeah.
Yeah,
Do it
and
all,
the
yeah.
yoga.
Yeah, I love to cook.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do more cooking.
Good for
My
you,
wife's
dude.
happy about that.
Yeah.
And just like I said, travel more. I'm going to get in my car and just go out to Montana this summer and Colorado. I've got France. I've got a family reunion. I'm one of 11 kids, so we're all getting together.
Are you going to go to the Meadows in Montana? The Meadows on Rock Creek?
Is that see Will?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look him up.
Gotta
for
go,
sure.
man.
Dude.
You gotta go.
Will he hook you up with like a kind of a deal at that place?
I bet he'll-
'Cause it's a pretty swanky.
I mean, I can't
place.
speak for Will, but I'm sure he'll treat you right.
It's definitely worth the time.
It's a beautiful
actually
place.
not that bad. I mean,
I
if you
slept
pay
in
full
the-
price.
I slept in the same bed with his mama once. So
Oh, well, then he owes you a free
Yeah.
stay.
He owes me a free-
are you his dad? I don't know.
I mean, the age is appropriate.
I will. I do. That's like my jam. I would love to go out there and just. Like,
Does kind of look like
You
him.
got to go see it. It's
Montana,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got to go back in August, right?
Yeah. Did some fly fishing.
Yeah, dude.
It was saw bear, saw moose.
I'd love to learn
Badgers.
the art of fly fishing.
Buddy,
I did
they
a
can-
little bit when I was a kid because my dad was into it a little
Mend.
bit.
They'll
It's
they'll
just-
they'll teach you, and they're really patient and really good at it.
So I think I would like that more than I'm not a sitting on a lake guy. In a
This is
100
different.
degrees. I want to be it's more interactive.
It's zen. That's the only thing that we could describe as zen.
So I used to sail as a youngster, college and stuff, and that's kind of like sailing is to power boats.
No,
very
it's
zen.
peaceful. It is very
you're
peaceful.
Active. You're doing something.
Yeah.
Yep, that's fly fishing, man.
No.
But it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We'll tell our boys to look out for you.
Yeah, I need to get out there. I love Montana.
Yeah, it's
I've been to every
gorgeous, man.
state now except Hawaii, so that'll probably be on my list.
Okay,
It's
yeah, you got to knock that one out.
every
Yeah,
state.
wait a little bit. It was a little crazy over there.
It's crazy.
It was a little bit. Hey,
Yeah.
have you ever spun a wheel of shame?
Let's do the wheel of shame.
I think you should do
the wheel of shame. Pretty ashamed.
Think
to
you
die.
should. Don't be ashamed of the wheel of shame. Because it's not the same. It's not a game. It's the wheel of shame.
All right.
Give her a
see
big
here.
old spin there, Mikey.
How hard can I do it? Without not
hard as
You
you
do
want.
as hard as you want to. It's
knocked
made
over
for
my
that.
whiskey?
It's made for it. It's constructed.
Right.
And you landed on.
Wake the dead.
Whoa,
Yes.
yes.
We have a seance?
Oh.
What? What are you doing? Am I getting
I
bit?
mean,
Mikey, have you ever done smelling salts?
I want to say I did pass out once when I was getting blood drawn. Maybe they gave me some.
Oh, yeah?
salts. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
All right.
Is
Well,
it like am I gonna? Is it I got to get a good whiff? Is that the thing?
you're going to get a good whiff. So, here. So, what you're
How
going
do
to
you
want
How do you procure smelling salts?
black market.
This is, you know what?
It's like the dude down on the in the alleyway.
We should have a
this is-
sponsorship from this.
Well, this is the Atomic Rhino.
Atomic Rhino.
You can buy it off Amazon. And what's funny is I've been following their Instagram account, and I don't know how true it is, but they said for some reason the FDA has now like labeled this as a drug, and so I don't think you're going to be able to just
Buy it.
willingly, freely buy it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went ahead and bought one more bottle.
I was kind of hoping to land on. You got to like load up, right?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gotta load up.
So,
It lasts forever.
I got
even,
one-
even if it diminishes over time, it's still gonna be pretty much.
Yeah. So we'll see how long this
you're
gig
laughing
lasts.
At this.
I'm
I
ready
don't
for
know,
this.
you're-
Well, I've done. We've all
Colt's
done
like,
this.
yeah, whatever. Like you're like, you scare me.
No,
No, see,
no.
we've all done it. We're all still here, right?
I've snorted tequila, so
You have. Mike's got so many.
I thought that'd be on the wheel.
I have seen Mike snort tequila. That was very
Jack
impressive.
Daniels out of Naples.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Used to call him the naval commander.
the naval commander.
Yeah,
So this is kind of the same thing.
sort of. Less
Is it
tequila,
worse?
less whiskey. Yeah.
Worse,
So what you're gonna do
worse.
is you're
You
gonna
never
hold.
answer me, Colt. You're like,
It's the same.
It's fine.
Right.
You're
Nothing
fine.
you haven't. You've probably done worse. Okay.
yeah.
Especially at your CRS parties that we didn't
Yeah,
get
there's
to.
some.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah.
So you're gonna hold it about right here. Okay. And then go.
Just a big deep
Down there.
breath.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
I'm gonna pass out, right?
Blow
Well,
out.
Most to make you
Blow
wake
out.
up, I guess, right?
All right. Go for it.
Right in here.
Just right up here.
It's ammonia or something, right?
What does it smell like?
The left nostril's a little more clear than this one. Yeah. It's like an ammonia or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Straight ammonia
It's awful.
to the 100th degree.
let me look at that here thing, right? What's in there? Like,
Ammonia, just concentrated pack.
Satan's
cat piss.
breath.
Yeah.
dang, rhino. Wake your ass up.
It's man. There's only every guest just about has done this. We
That's
almost
weird.
killed.
You're like a foot away from your
Yeah.
your nose.
Oh, I got first time I did it. I got it right in there.
Yeah.
And my eyeball fell out.
Oh, so you'll love this. So Jim Ed was the first person who ever did it,
Yeah.
and it was the first time we had ever done this. And he sticks his whole nose up in this thing, and he fell over in that chair.
we thought we'd killed him.
I love Jim, and I still about every 2 months we'll have cocktails in Franklin at the
It's
Harpeth Hotel.
Harpeth Hotel.
We
had-
he have his Ciroc on the rocks.
Yeah.
I'll have my gin and tonic.
A lot of stories.
I just love talking to him, and
You
very
guys,
cerebral.
you guys have the most interesting stories of all
He's-
time.
Oh yeah.
It's amazing.
Jim Ed is
Legendary people
Yeah.
in the business.
crazy. Every time I'm around him, I learn something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Always.
It's like what?
His history is stupid.
He will
Almost
always
like
tell
Mike
you a
Kerr.
story that you've never heard before, and you can know him for your whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me this Philadelphia story last time. And like
Probably don't know.
Like the Philly sound, like back when we went to Philadelphia to check out like Harold Melvin and the Blue.
I think he mentioned that on the podcast.
He did.
That kind of thing. Just,
like
just random things.
It's like I want to learn how to build. I want to learn how to build a rocket, and he's like, I'm going to go learn how to build a rocket, and then NASA hires him.
Yeah,
and it's just like
I want to find out how they're doing this sound.
Yeah,
what they're doing, and so he showed up to the studio.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I want to drive a school bus. I'm just going to drive a school bus.
The Beatles. It's like, just come on and play horns for us. It's fine.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
it's like, dude.
Oh, he's a man with Don Henley too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Mike, thank you.
Boys, it was good.
Thank you.
Time to go.
We're
have a libation.
Honored to have you in here.
I am the master libator.
Yeah, you are.
the master of libation. I got that nickname from Texas, actually.
I believe
master of libations.
I'm sure you put in a lot of work to earn that title.
Which would make me the master libator.
Master libator.
Yes.
I love it.
Dude, enjoy your time. Thank you for everything you've done for music and for this company.
I want to see you guys invite me out to your little shows, your songwriter stuff. Don't forget about me down there.
I've got a show coming up on the 31st at the Listening Room. You should come out.
Oh, 31st?
31st. Me, Matt Alderman.
I will not be there. I'll be in France. Cool. I'll be in France.
Oh, vu la coche vocoteur. I don't know. Je suis gay. À petit déjeuner.
Check out that South Hall place if
I
you
will.
haven't already.
Oh, yeah.
I pulled up the website.
Legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Jenna's company, like
they have little cabins.
Tennessee Tourism.
Oh, she's in with them?
She's that's one of her clients.
Okay, yeah.
And they did a thing out there.
Pretty legit.
Perfect.
Place.
Tennessee Tourism.
It's close too.
It was cool, yeah.
Mike thought it'd be a good writer's retreat spot.
Love that
Really
idea.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
Like Jack Daniels, probably a little more highbrow, but
yeah, they take gold bars, I think, as payment.
Oh,
but
well.
you work
yeah.
the curb, Colt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go down to the curb vault and whip out all the gold bars. Yeah.
You can get it done. You can get it
Colt, tell them where they can do our stuff.
So we are available on all streaming platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Podcast.
Like, share, save.
Donate. Send us money.
Cash.
Send us free stuff.
Bag of cash is
Yeah.
good too.
Money's fine.
Money.
We'll take your children. How much for the women, the children?
Yeah, I don't want your children.
Yeah, you're not children.
No, I don't think so.
Rethink that one.
Thank you, man. Guys,
Love you, Mikey.
come back
You
and see
guys.
us.
My boy, Blue.
Later.
$500.